Hello, Marcus Lim here, and I'm very excited today to be presenting or unboxing the latest in this autobiography Star Trek series, right? So I've got here Janeway, Kirk, Picard, and the one that I'm gonna unbox now is Spock, okay? Spock, the legendary Mr. Spock. So let's have a look. Alright, so here we go. The Autobiography of Mr. Spock. The Life of a Federation Legend. Edited by Una McCormack. The same Una McCormack who did Janeway's autobiography. Okay. And at the back we have old Spock, Leonard Nimoy Spock, okay, with the famous Vulcan saying, "Live long and prosper, Spock of Vulcan." Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let me take the jacket off. Jacket here. Cadet Spock's Academy graduation photo. Alright. Okay, there you go. You can see it explores from childhood to Starfleet Academy, time in the Enterprise with Kirk's Pike, to his, in his later years, diplomatic ambassadorial roles. So yeah, so pretty cool. Covers everything from childhood to Starfleet Academy to Enterprise, and yeah, pretty much his entire life, right? This is an autobiography. Now the challenge, I guess, of doing Mr. Spock autobiography is, so far there have been, other than Leonard Nimoy, there have been the Zach Quinto version, right, in the J.J. Abrams movies. And then recently, there's the Star Trek Discovery Spock by Ethan Peck. Now this one, it does have to cover the Prime universe only, I think, because it's this is Prime Spock doing the autobiography. So yeah, no Zach Quinto portrayal. So only Ethan Peck and Leonard Nimoy. But it does have to cover, say, like like Michael Burnham, so they kind of retconned her into Star Trek canon, right? Like the half sister of Spock, so Michael. So you can see, right, part one, right, the early years. Yeah, there's like covering events that were depicted in Discovery. And then we've got part 2, the Enterprise years, and then the later years, and then there's sort of like some extra stuff at the end. McCoy's Bean Stew, and an editorial note. Okay, pretty cool. So the whole concept behind this is that this is a what Spock calls a a wisdom book. A wisdom book is what it is. So Sanalat, right? That's what it's called. A wisdom book, imparted from Spock to. He's actually writing to Picard. Okay. He says, here, to you, John Luke, because I hope you might benefit personally from what I have written. So yeah, so this is like a wisdom book that Spock is writing to Picard. And so here we go with firstly part 1, okay. And I've said already, part 1 covers his early years, Spock's early years, childhood years. Okay, so Amanda. So each chapter focuses on a, I guess, a significant, I guess, character in Spock's life. So there was Amanda, his human mother. Then there's Michael Burnham, his well, half sister, adopted, right? Which we were introduced to in Discovery. Okay. And then we've also got the Pring. As you Star Trek fans would know, Pring is the his betrothed. Okay. And then Cyborg, older brother to Spock. And we learned that even from a very young age, he was obsessed with Shakari. We later learned more in Star Trek V, the Final Frontier movie. Okay, and then Surak. So yeah, Surak, this, I guess, legendary philosopher, I guess, of Vulcan. So this is just Academy years. And then we get to part 2 now. Angel. So this is yeah, so you know, so what they had to do with this autobiography is to weave in you know, this Red Angel kind of storyline into the autobiography, and I think, yeah, it's pretty seamless the way that Una does it, so pretty good job. Okay, and then obviously Pike, we really saw Pike fleshed out in Discovery, played by Anson Mount. Great, you know, great portrayal of the captain. And then we get to the Enterprise under Captain Kirk, and this is obviously where we, you know him best, I guess, as the Spock from the original series. And yes, and there's the one on Bones, Leonard McCoy. Oh yeah, we've got some photos in the middle of this book. This one is Amanda, Grayson, and Sarek. So husband and wife. So Amanda, Spock's human mom, which, you know, makes Spock a half human, half Vulcan. This is Spock's very early, 15 months old. And what's this one? Spock and the Pring, right? As I mentioned just now. Betrothal plaquette. Some of what's this? Spock's childhood items. Okay. Nice. Friend and companion Aichaya. An image of his friend Aichaya. This is we saw that just now in the inner jacket. The Starfleet Academy photo. Here we got, you know, Spock and Pike. And then what's this one? Oh, Talos 4. No one should ever visit Talos 4. You Star Trek fans would know why. Alright, this is Picard and Spock. Yeah, they probably met in the episode, Next Gen episode, Unification. And Ambassador Spock's library. Here we've got Ambassador Spock in front of a holo portrait. Okay. And finally, what's this one here? Portrait by Russell Wilkes. Very cool. Very cool photo of old Spock. Alright, so moving on. McCoy, right? The last thing he said on McCoy, here he says, in his will, McCoy left me 2 things: his special recipe for beans and his own mix for mint juleps. And at the end, we'll see those two items at the end of the book. Alright, Savick. Alright, so this is pretty cool too, because Savick obviously played a big role in the movies. Okay, and here we get to see how they actually met when Savick was pretty young. Alright, so then we move on to part 3, and this is more moving into I guess Spock's later years as ambassador. Here's got Valeris, so the events of Undiscovered Country and her betrayal. Pardek, so this is moving into next generation territory now. The Vulcan Romulan unification process that Spock was kind of trying to initiate. And then Sarek, right? Okay, so Sarek, I think he died in one of the TNG episodes. And so he gets one chapter to himself. Picard, Spock's writing to Picard in the book. Picard also gets a chapter because Picard met Spock in the TNG episode Unification and actually mind melded with Spock. So in a way, he knows more about Spock than anyone else, and Spock knows about Picard as well, which is why he decided to, I guess, write this book to Picard. And finally, Jim Kirk. Obviously, how can Spock write a book without mentioning Jim Kirk? But the funny thing is, Kirk only gets 3 pages, and I guess, not sure why, but he does say that, at the beginning here, he says, increasingly impossible task to write about Kirk because he lies at the heart of this account. He is present on every page already, and so much has been said about Kirk that I almost persuaded myself that there was no need for anyone else to add to it. So yeah, that could be why this is only 3 pages. But I guess maybe some fans may have liked to see more or to read more of what Spock has to say about his captain and his friend Kirk. This is one of the most famous friendships, right, in fiction. And so this is where he ends. Right? He ends it just before he embarks on this mission to save Romulus by trying to inject the sun with red matter. Obviously, we know from the events of the J.J. Abrams movie that that didn't succeed, but he got sent back in time through a black hole, where he, that actually kicked off the whole Kelvin universe timeline. But obviously, none of those events would have been depicted here because he wrote this just before he embarked on the mission. So Leonard Nimoy's bean stew, this is what I mentioned right in the beginning, just now in the McCoy chapter. Recipe for bean stew and also mint julep. So those are 2 delightful extras. And finally, we have an editorial note by John Picard himself, having read this wisdom book, Shanalat, okay? And he says, ultimate fate of Spock is unknown. So obviously he doesn't know that Spock actually went off into the into the Kelvin universe and subsequently passed away there, alright? As we saw later on in Star Trek Beyond. But yeah, so this is okay, as you see, it's James D. Kirk, Picard, and Janeway. I've got them all here. But in any case, yeah, so this is definitely recommended for Star Trek fans, Spock fans, and I think, Una has done an amazing job, right? Just trying to interweave all of the, different, interpretations of Spock, Ethan Peck, Nimoy, as well as all the retconning in Discovery, and trying to weave that into the original series, the movies, and all that, right? So great job. And I think Spock's voice is really captured very well. You can almost hear, whether it's Nimoy or Ethan Peck, your pick, right? You can almost hear them as you're reading this. And on that subject, why not get Ethan Peck to do an audio version of this, right? In the same way that they got Kate Mulgrew to do a audio version of this. You know, that would be very cool. Obviously, it would be super cool if Nimoy could have done it, but obviously that can't happen anymore. But you know, yeah, why not get Ethan Peck to do it? That's my suggestion anyway. So in any case, hope you enjoyed this look at the autobiography of Mr. Spock. Who knows if they'll do more of these autobiographies. You know, there's definitely more characters that they can pick. Like, I don't know, McCoy is one candidate. But we'll see. We'll see. So, for now, you know, definitely go pick this up if you're a Star Trek fan and Mr. Spock fan. And, yeah. So, I shall leave you with live long and prosper. And, yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.